Hi everyone, good day. I'm not gonna say good morning or good afternoon because it depends on where you're at, but good day, hello. My name is Ymir, also known as AlmondMnMs, both here on Flosstube and on Instagram, and welcome to my Flosstube number 10, the last time I can count with my fingers. So yes, 10th Flosstube. I'm not a newbie anymore. I don't know what that means. The only thing I do know is that I can't count anymore with any more of my hand fingers, possibly my toes, but aside from that, it's pretty much it. It's been a crazy and rough week. I'm pretty sure a lot of you have probably experienced the same, obviously with a lot of the emotionals, ups and downs and things like that. But for me personally, it has been rough, like rough. So yeah, so it is September 29th, one more day for Sampler September. So I'm gonna do my Sampler September update today because I already know what the results are gonna be. So therefore, might as well get chit-chatting. It's not gonna make much of a difference on whatever I stitch today and whatever I stitch tomorrow, because I already know what the results are. So let's talk about it. In the beginning of Sampler September, or prior to the beginning of Sampler September, I decided to work on a few pieces. It was my modern folk embroidery, my squares, and my boyfriend's image. I started technically Sampler September on September 3rd because I was still working on my squares sampler, so I wanted to kind of like juggle that. On September 3rd, when I started my modern folk embroidery quicker sampler is Secret Sky, I started working on it. I think I worked on it for 1 day or 2 days, and it was very short sessions. Then I kind of noticed, okay, I'm digging this, I'm really liking it, so I'm going to continue. So I pretty much dropped everything. I did, for the total of September, I want to say I worked a total of 25 days on it. Because out of those 25 days, obviously I started on the 3rd. So that took off 3 days right there, or 2 days and change. Plus, I want to say 1 or 2 days I worked on catching up on my peppermint purple stitch along blackwork sampler. But I only worked on my modern folk embroidery. Aside from that, I'm getting it out of my travel kit. Aside from that, that's all I worked on. So that being said, I started from 0 and I'm unfolding it. So I started from 0 to where I'm at today. I do feel like I need more time, obviously. Let me put this. So this is where I'm at. And I can explain myself as to why this looks like this. So just for reference, I'm a little bit down here. As you can see. So where do I start with this? I'm very obsessed with it. That's first thing. I love it. I couldn't put it down, can't put it down. I keep on petting it because I mean this stitch is very so cute. This is a 32 count Lugana or Monaco. No, No, this is the one fabric that I'm never gonna remember. I think it's a 32 Lugana. Don't quote me. If I'm wrong, I'll add it here. Once I get something wrong once, I'm gonna always keep on questioning myself, especially when it comes down to numbers. So I do know it's a 32 count something. I think it's a Lugana. It's a speckle fabric. I do remember I purchased it from Snuggly Monkey on Etsy. I'm actually looking for it because it's gonna bother me the whole time, so might as well look for it right now while we're chit-chatting. But I am stitching this with 310 1/1. Give me 1 second, because it's important. It's important for me too, because it's gonna bother me the whole time. Un minuto, por favor. It is a 32 count Lugana. Gotta trust your instincts. Okay, so where do I begin? So I did have to somewhat fix things, but as I've learned, a lot of people have said don't point out the flaws because people won't notice it. So if this is your first video, you don't know what the flaws are. The only thing is here, I do have to come back in here and just fix this little stitch here and then finish that off, which is just that. And then over here, so basically this past week has been insane. Usually very strict and organized, in order, page by page by page, but usually when I'm scatterbrained or off, you can tell on my writing, on everything. So at this point, I think I can see it and I can tell on my cross stitching, because usually I'll be like, okay, page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, blah blah blah. Your girl was jumping everywhere, so I skipped this, jumped over here, and then started this little border situation, then jumped back up here, then jumped back down here. So I'm all over the place, but I'm trying to get it done. So yes, I'm also, given the events that has happened this past week, everything in the world and also in my personal life, I'm not sure if I want to keep the same quote that's on this. It says, "This is love to fly toward a secret sky, to cause 100 veils to fall each moment." I'm not sure if I want to keep that quote. I may keep it, but I think I'm going to leave it to the end in order for me to decide and get my life together and then continue with the rest of it. And then also I didn't put in the year yet, because we got to figure that out. So it is 310 DMC 1/1 32 count Lugana. The width is here. The length is going to be pretty much up to here. So that being said, let me fold this back up. You know, I got to be a little bit organized. That being said, I mentioned to you all last week that I recently purchased a Susan Bates tally counter. So this is usually used for, so you can count as you go. This is usually used for crochet and knitting. Personally, I don't have excuse me, I don't have Pattern Keeper. I don't really use GoodNotes, so I really don't have a way of tracking excuse me, I really don't have a way of tracking my progress aside from counting one by one. I tried using an app, just tapping my phone, but I just kept on forgetting. So the tally counter, I just put on my finger as I'm stitching every single time I close an X, because I finish X's. I don't do like half, 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 then back, back, back. I just close the X's. I need the structure. So I click every single time. That being said, last time I mentioned to y'all, I said that I wanted to keep track. So my first week of keeping track, I stitched from, I'm counting from last Sunday to yesterday. So within last Sunday to yesterday was Monday. That means 8 days. Out of those 8 days, I only stitched 7 days. So that means I stitched Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. With all of that being said, I stitched 6,340 stitches with a combination of on Saturday and Sunday stitching 2,941. That being said, per day, I can stitch about 400 to 500 stitches. I work, life, blah, blah. So per day, I can stitch about 500 stitches on the weekdays or when I'm not off. On the days that I'm off, I can stitch 1,000 and above. So on the days that I was off, I stitched 1,000, 957, 1,300, 1,500, 1,500 and change. That's me rounding up. This is my little list. So mathematically, I kind of have a ballpark of where I'm at. So the Modern Folk embroidery one is, I want to say 22,000 stitches, because I started counting after I started. I don't have any idea of where I'm at, but I do kind of have a ballpark of 5,000 or 6,000 stitches less to go. So I'm kind of thinking about it like, okay, I may have already 10,000. I did 6,000, so I may need another 5,000 and change. So we'll see how that goes. I recommend it. I like it. The only annoying part is that it does have the little reset button that you have to pay attention to. Just don't click the reset button because then it just doesn't make sense. So what I've been doing is every hour or so, I kind of look at the number and just make sure like, hey, like the numbers are still counting, but at least I know like, okay, like if I hit reset by mistake, at least I'll know I had 1,200 stitches or 1,250 plus the hour that I stitched, maybe 100, 150 stitches in that hour. At least I'll be able to ballpark. So that's my only recommendation for you guys, you all. Aside from that, I didn't work on anything else because I'm really pushing to finish this situation. So we will be done hopefully really soon. I'm not going to be done in September, but hopefully I'll be done pretty soon. Aside from that, I did mention that I was going to do a lot of shopping, or just some shopping. I did. My stuff still hasn't come in, but as always, Fire Poppies never fails. They are on point. I don't know, I think they hand deliver everything to my house. I believe they're in South Carolina or North Carolina. I want to say South Carolina, and I'm in New York, and usually I order and I get it within days, like days, not even business days. I get it, like I got my package yesterday. No, I got my package on Sunday, maybe yesterday, I don't know. My days are mixed up. That's how scatterbrained I am right now, which is really bad for me. But that being said, I put a few things on my notify me when it's back in stock, and yeah, girl, I think I went overboard. I didn't go overboard because I only bought one thing, but I think I was petty. I may have been slightly petty towards everyone, but I don't think it was petty. I think it was selfish. I think selfish is the best word. So I ordered just one thing from Fire Poppies. And as soon as I saw it came in stock, I went ahead and bought it. So I bought 2 yards. 2 yards. So when I saw the stock, it was like, oh, because I think they do, I don't know what, I think they do it by 1/8. So I don't know what's the mathematical equation situation for them. But I saw that it said 16 in stock, and I was like, add cart, add cart, add cart 16 times. So I bought all 16. So if you got an email saying that something was back in stock, and then as soon as you went to go buy it, it wasn't there, it's because I bought it. Sorry, guys. Oh, sorry. My bad. Please forgive me. So yeah, so I bought 16 units all in one, which equals 2 yards of 40 count white Verdal. It's an even weave. Sorry, not sorry. So I did mention that I wanted to start dyeing fabrics and yarns and things like that. So that was the lie that I told myself. It was just like, I'm just gonna buy the rest of it instead of cutting into it like it's too precious to cut it. Like, I'm just gonna buy the rest of it. So that's what I did. So that's that. That's the story of my life. The second thing that I bought was one second. Sorry. Where was I? I just ran. Ooh, I needed to work out. The second thing that I bought that actually came in the mail was this Arversois 100/3 floss. It's number 210, and I bought it mainly to try it out. Literally panting. I bought it mainly to try it out because I wanted to stitch on 56 count fabrics, and I need something super thin. I'm not sure if this is thinner than DMC. I'm not sure. Maybe the super fine might be thinner than DMC 1 strand. I do know it's thinner than this. So to me, visually, it looks like equivalent to 1 strand of DMC. So whatever, it is what it is. I'm just gonna use it. But I need to find a project for this. It is kind of like an emerald green, like a dark one. It is 50 meters, so I'm thinking of, I don't know, what is that? That's enough skeins for me for one project. I'm on my 3rd skein for modern fork embroidery of 310. I feel like that project is going to be maybe 3.5 skeins, but don't quote me, I ain't sure. So I think it's going to be enough for a small project. We'll see what happens. So those were the only 2 things that I bought this week, and hopefully if I can get my life together, I can cut into that 40 count fabric soon. I don't think it's gonna happen within the next week or 2 because I have a lot of stuff going on. I may have to fly out, blah 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 blah. So I need to figure out if I'll need to be getting quarantined, yada yada yada, fun stuff, yada boom. So that's gonna be staying on the questionable pile, but at least I still have it. If you haven't noticed, this video is probably gonna be pretty short because I'm talking super fast and I don't know why. So we spoke about what I did, spoke about a mini haul, aka me being petty / selfish. Sorry guys, sorry all. And then October plans. Day after tomorrow is October. Can you believe it? It's about to be Christmas and it's about to be 2021. Insane. Where has time gone? I know where my time has gone, aka quarantining everybody else, but what the heck. So for October, I really need to finish this sampler, this modern folk embroidery quicker sampler. I do feel like I have another week to 2 weeks to stitch it, and then I'll be done. That being said, I do feel like just mathematically, with 2 weekends, 2 Saturdays and Sundays, I should have 3,000 stitches per weekend. So that's 6,000 right there, you know, just with 4 days. So we'll see what happens. And then I will be flying out. I just need to figure out when, where, and how, and blah, 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 blah. So I'll most likely have a good solid 4 or 5 hours on one sitting on a weekday. So it's gonna get done. It's gonna get done. It's gonna get done. We ain't walking into November with this situation. So that's gonna get done. That's the first thing, the first main thing. The second thing is I am doing a stitch along with Creatively, not, I'm being Creatively. She is, I want to say she's working on 28 count, or she pulled 28 count for Save the Stitches. I'm not sure, but I'm working on 28 count. I need to look into it and decide if I want to start over. I actually have it here. I totally forgot. I'm not even gonna unfold. So this is where I'm at. I need to double check if I want to start over or if I want to just frog it and continue. I'll decide that between the next 2 days. And hopefully my order of, I ordered Gloriana Tudor Silks. I ordered more Veriswa super fine. And I ordered something else. My brain is fried. I ordered something else. So if that comes in time within the next week, I will most likely really reconsider. If not, I think I'm just gonna push through and do 28 count. This was technically my first nope, I'm gonna lie, it was either this or my Peppermint Purple, my first black work, but also like my first attempt at recross stitching or restitching in general, after years long of break. So it's gonna be, those two are gonna be most likely my main ones. I do want to, those are gonna be my 2 rotationals, so whatever, they're gonna get touched. And then I do want to start my Quiltify, is it Quiltify or Qualify? It's Quiltify Design Also's band, or Also's Verdamlin. I'll include it here. I'll include 1 and 2 here. I may not, I don't know, I'll try to include it here. So I'm gonna stitch that most likely with the floss that I hand dyed and just see how that goes. I also, I know this is gonna sound like a lot, but I also would like to start or touch there's two Quaker samplers. They're really small. There's like a mini and maybe a super mini from Stitches Through the Years. I mentioned it last week. This was something that I found via Shiloh from Next Stitch MD. So it's gonna be either one of these two that I'm gonna be working on. I have a funny feeling that I may cheat and do the mini one just because it's cute and it's tiny. But we'll see, because obviously with me, high count fabrics and 1/1, it's probably gonna end up being like this big, literally like this big, because I think the sampler is like this big, so it's probably gonna be this big. So I'm going to try to touch all those things, wrap it all up in one big gift box and tie it in a ribbon and deliver it to myself, hopefully within the next 30 days. But I do promise that we will be done with the Modern Folk embroidery within the next 2 weeks at least. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I did go by pretty fast. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all from me. It's gonna be less than 30 minutes, so yes. Next video, next video, just because I'm gonna touch my Modern Folk today and tomorrow, next video, so that's probably gonna be on Sunday. Whatever the next video is on my Flosstube, in English, I will, or maybe in Spanish, I'll probably share it, but I'll do like a mini slideshow of the progression of Modern Folk, because or you know what, I'll actually do it when I'm done, and I'll put an actual total of how many days I did on that. So I took a picture every single day that I worked on it, before and after, whatever, before I worked on it or after I worked on it, whatever the case is. But every single time I finished touching it, I took a picture of it. So I do have that. So I think it'll be cool for you all to just kind of see like all my stitching sessions on here. So I'll do that. It's probably gonna be next week or the week on top, because I will not even be in the States, and I don't even know what my Wi-Fi internet connection situation is gonna look like. So yeah, I will definitely see you all next week. I don't know what day, but I'll definitely see you all next week. I've been doing a lot of Stitch With Me's in Spanish, so if you are a Spanish speaker, don't hesitate to go over there. Jesus, people are blowing me up. If you're a Spanish speaker, don't hesitate to go over and check out the Stitch With Me's. If you are an English speaker, try and check it out, and you can have it in your background and you can hear it, and possibly you can pick up a few words. There is one video where I really messed up and I didn't check, and I don't know why my audio was super low, but that's been rectified. I'll leave that video there because, I mean, hey, but I already know what the issue is, so I'll rectify that moving forward. But yeah, so I've been doing a lot of Stitch With Me's in Spanish. There's a little mini community of us where, you know, we've been chit-chatting. I've been doing it every other day. I started it last week in Spanish. So if this is something that you're interested and you're just an English speaker, let me know. I can possibly do them in English as well. I may just end up doing like a above shot and then do a voiceover for both Spanish and do a voiceover for English, and maybe like we can get 2 videos in one shot done versus having to re-record again and having another 2 video situation. But let me know if you like your Stitch With Me's as well. So there's people in the background, so that's gonna be my cue to go. I want to say thank you to everyone that's been chit-chatting with me, reaching out to me, supporting me, and all the goodies. If you would like to talk to me, reach out to me. Don't hesitate to put a comment below, comment, subscribe, but also don't hesitate to shoot over to Instagram at AlmondMnMs and chit chat with me down there. So thank you, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.